Back to school sucks. What's up, you guys? My name is Mason Healy, and thank you so much for coming back to my channel for another video. If you guys are new here, do me a quick favor and hit the subscribe button right now because I don't want you to miss out on future videos like this one. Guys, it's been a little bit since I've been able to like sit down and just like talk and give advice. I think it's been like a couple of months since I've done an advice video. So, since it's that time of the year, I know, I don't even want to say it.
It's back to school time.
Since this time of the year is usually looked at as like negative and not a good thing, I thought I would help you guys out. Because for me personally, whenever I went back to school, I always had the hardest time with it. I would always get so nervous and so worked up and so stressed out like the first like couple of weeks of like leading up to back to school, and then also like the first month of actually being back at school. And so I thought I would help you guys out and give you some advice on how to get over those nerves if you're experiencing the same problem. So today I'm going to be giving you 5 little tips to help you ease your nerves for going back to school. Hopefully these will help you out, and hopefully you can have a good back to school experience for once in your life, because I never did. So you're welcome. Okay, tip number 1 is to get organized. For me, I was always so unorganized and I was so stressed about it. It did not do me any good to not have like a solid system in place. So I would recommend getting like a planner where you can schedule out all of your assignments that are due and different tests that you have, and then just making sure you have like a place to have all of your different assignments for each class. Just get a system that works for you and get like a feeling of being organized so you're not stressed and chaotic and everything's not everywhere, if that makes sense. Your goal is to feel like as prepared as possible and as organized and feel like you have a solid system that works for you, so that way when the time rolls around to start putting your assignments away and whatnot and scheduling stuff, you already have like a go-to way to do it. Tip number 2 is to remember that everybody else is in your shoes. Mostly everybody else that's going back to school is probably feeling just as nervous, if not more. And what this does is it kind of takes the attention off of you, so you're not so worried about like what other people are thinking about you, because you're probably realizing that yeah, they're feeling the same way and that it's not just you. You're not going through this alone. There is a bunch of other people who are feeling the same way, so it helps you to feel a little bit less stressed. Alright, tip number 3 is to look and feel your best. And when I say this, I don't mean that you have to like go out and buy a bunch of designer clothes and like try to impress other people. I just want you to feel confident in your own skin. So I want you to go and get a haircut, make sure you're really taking care of yourself. You have a really good cologne that smells good, that you feel good about, clothes that fit you well, and just that you feel confident in. Because when you're feeling more confident and you look better and you just feel better about yourself in general, then you're automatically gonna go in there with a lot less nervousness, and you can just kind of turn it around and actually feel better about yourself. You can feel good about yourself and not be so stressed and self-conscious. And so this is a super helpful tip. Okay, tip number 4 is to stop worrying about the future. So I know that there's so many scenarios that could happen when going back to school. You could be like, am I gonna make friends? Am I going to get bullied? Am I gonna do well on my assignments? And there's so many scenarios that could happen. And the thing is none of those things have happened yet. So if you're sitting there worrying about the future when none of it's even happened, it's just creating unnecessary stress in you. So when you recognize that you're stressing about future things that haven't even happened, just stop yourself in your tracks and almost like play the opposite story in your head. So the opposite of not having a lot of friends is having a bunch of really cool people come up and talk to you and think you're really cool. That's definitely something that could happen. And so it's really just like a simple shift in your mind, because all of this worrying and stressing about these scenarios that haven't even happened is what's causing so much like stress and trouble within you. So if you can get yourself to a place where you're actually like anticipating and like getting excited about cool things to happen for you, that feels so much better, and it's such an easy shift to make. So that's what I would recommend. Okay, my last tip for getting over your back to school nerves is to focus on you. So I think a lot of times when you're nervous for back to school, it's like you're usually focused on like what other people are gonna think about you. You're worried about being the cool, popular kid, or there's just like a lot of different things that don't necessarily really matter. A huge thing to like remember is like in 5 years from now, are you gonna remember this? Is it gonna matter? Because usually like being the popular cool kid in high school isn't that great. I promise you, like looking back on it now, I wasn't cool whatsoever and I don't have a problem with that. But one thing I wish I would have done is I wish I would have stopped worrying about it so much and really focused on like me and my grades. So if you focus on like your grades and what you're there to do and really creating a cool experience for yourself, it takes a lot of stress away because all of your energy and attention is going into what you can do for you as opposed to how you can impress other people. So I know that was a super quick video, but those are my back to school tips. Ultimately, you guys, you have to remember that your happiness is up to you. You can control how you're feeling in any moment. You want to make sure that you're really being positive and focusing on things that you want to experience rather than worrying about things that you don't want to experience. Make sure you're not getting caught up in your head and just be there to have fun. Honestly, back to school nerves go away like usually a month after school starts anyways. So I promise you, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna make it through this year. You're gonna do great and I'm excited for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up right now. Comment the words back to school below so I know you made it to this point in the video. And if you haven't done so yet, make sure you hit subscribe right now because I make new videos. Now we're at 3 times a week, guys. I think I have a new schedule figured out. I'm gonna talk about it more and get like new graphics up on my channel. But I will see you next time. Okay, goodbye!